Hello! Today I want to talk about a really special module, and that is the Rabid Elephant Natural Gate. You may have heard of this module if you spend some time on the Muff Wiggler forum, and if you do, you're probably aware of the hype that surrounds it. So in this video I hope to illustrate some of the reasons behind the hype, but more than that, I would really like to show you what I think is one of the most explicit examples of a designer literally pouring their heart in a product. And this is not a hyperbole. Every aspect of this module screams attention to detail. Natural Gate is innovative, it's ergonomic, it's packed with features while still being very simple to use. It looks really good, and most importantly, it sounds amazing. So essentially, Natural Gate is two independent low-pass gate channels. And for those of you who don't know what a low-pass gate is, it's a mix between a filter and a VCA. So you use it like a VCA, it opens and closes fully, but instead of just reducing the amplitude of the signal that you run through it, it also reduces the harmonic content of it, just like a filter that completely closes. So a simple way to demonstrate that would be to patch in a simple sawtooth wave from braids, so you can hear the filtering action, and patch it out to a mixer. And you can hear as I open it, it really sounds like a filter, and it closes fully. The classic low-pass gates that were first used in Buchla synthesizers would use an electrical component known as a Vactrol. Today, most low-pass gate modules in Eurorack still make use of Vactrols, but that is not the case for Natural Gate. Here we have a real analog filter coupled with a VCA, both acting on the signal at the same time, and the mix between the two has been finely tuned to give Natural Gate a very specific type of sound. And this is just the first reason why Natural Gate is unique. Now, let's talk about envelopes. Most low-pass gate modules will let you control the openness of the gate with a CV input, and that's also the case with Natural Gate. So you get this control input that lets you use pretty much any source of control voltage to control the openness of the gate, and you have an attenuator here, and it's pretty nifty because you have this little green LED that lets you know when it's set to 0 volts. But the designers of this module wanted to push it further, and that's why Natural Gate is able to generate its own envelopes. You access them by sending a trigger to the hit inputs. They are decay envelopes since you only really have continuous control over the decay, but that doesn't mean you only have one type of attack at your disposal. In fact, Natural Gate's envelopes are dynamic, and the whole point of the module is to have different sounds in different situations, in an attempt to mimic the behaviors that you would find in the real world. So you start by choosing a type of material. You have this switch here that lets you choose between three types of hardness. In the top position, you're using a hard type of material. So you get a steep attack that opens up the gate a lot, and a pretty short decay that can still ring quite a bit. Let's just patch in a simple sawtooth from braids, and I'll send a trigger from a beat step. And note that this is not a simple exponential decay shape like you would find on any envelope generator. No, these shapes are unique to Natural Gate, and they're the result of lots of experiments using various natural materials. In the second position, you are using a soft material. So here the attack is much softer, and it doesn't open up the gate as much, and the decay rings a bit more. And in the third position, you get something in between. So the attack is still pretty steep, but it doesn't go as high as in the first position, and you get a really nice balanced kind of decay. So let's compare them side to side. A hard material, a soft one, and something in between. An important thing to note about the decay shapes in natural gate is that as you increase the decay value, you're not simply stretching the decay to a longer shape. This was found to create unrealistic sounds during the design process. So instead, as you make the decay longer, its overall shape is going to adapt so as to remain as natural sounding as possible. I'm giving you the sound here, but to be honest, I don't think you can really hear it, or at least I can't. So I hope that someone with an oscilloscope will be able to show us exactly what's going on here. So DivKid, if you're watching this, grab your Mordax data and enlighten us. And also, if you really like the natural gate envelopes, you can use them for other applications. You can extract the envelope by just not plugging anything to the input, and as you hit the gate, you will get the envelope CV signal at every output. And there are two other aspects of the envelope generator that I would like to cover, namely what's called the memory effect and frequency dependent decay. The memory effect is probably one of the most frequently discussed features of this module. It's based on the observation that when we humans hit an object at regular intervals, as we increase the frequency of the hits, we can't really help but also increase the amount of force we are applying. You can try this for yourself by knocking on your desk faster and faster, and you will see that it's really difficult to avoid also knocking harder. And so natural gate replicates this effect when you're using the hit input. As you hit the gate faster and faster, the gate will open up more and the decay will ring for longer. So I'm going to patch in a gate from the BeatStep Pro so I can do this manually. And let's patch in a wavetable swarm from Braid and out to the mixer. I'm gonna set the decay to about half and the material hardness to the in-between kind of shape because this is what works best for demonstrating this effect. So you can hear the decay here. If I increase it, you can hear it, and if I make it really short, you can hear that too. So now I'll start hitting the gate faster and faster. And you can hear that as it went faster and faster, it's kind of like it was opening up, and at the same time the decay was going for longer. And then there is the frequency dependent decay. And so this one is based on instruments like the piano or the guitar, where the higher notes are usually absorbed more quickly than the lower ones. With natural gate, this means that the higher the note you send it, the shorter the decay will be. So you can hear this pretty easily. By now, I think you understand that natural gate is not simply generating static envelopes, but they are really dynamic, and their shape depends on a bunch of factors that are based on the natural world. So I think by now you should have a pretty good picture of why natural gate is so unique. I could talk about other details like the custom power cable, the aluminum panel protecting the PCB at the back of the module, or just the general build quality, but I think these don't matter as much for this overview. However, I think these details do add up, and in the end, I think they're the proof that the people behind this module don't just want to make an instrument, they want to make a really beautiful object. And I think this level of dedication deserves to be acknowledged. I'm gonna stop here. If you want to learn more about how natural gate works, I suggest you go check out the manual. It's extremely in-depth, and actually most of the things that I said in this video have been just taken from there. And if you're looking to buy natural gate, at the moment it's a bit complicated. The module is out of stock. You can check the website, I'm gonna link it below. But yeah, it's out of stock, and there's gonna be a rerun in much higher numbers. I don't know exactly when. You can check their Facebook page for that. There's also a Patreon that is linked below. You can check and be much more up to date on what's happening. But if you want a natural gate, you can definitely get it. You just have to be a little patient. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep making these videos, so feel free to subscribe and like the video. My next module in line is the Shard by XL13. It's a noise generator, and to be honest, I still have no idea how it works. But I'll figure it out, and then I'll make a video about it. See you around.